So another lesson. So in this lesson, we'll be looking at JavaScript and the camel case. So let me pull up my editor. In programming, generally, there are different ways by which you can name your variable. For example, I can turn last name to something like this. It will still be a valid name in JavaScript. You can see that by the time I change this to last name, the value stop appearing. So if I come here and I do something like this, definitely the values comes back, which means this is a very correct way of naming my variable. And then you can also see something like this, last name. So if I do last name and I come here to change the value, last name, because it needs to match. You can see that I'm getting the correct value back in my browser. So this way of naming variable is what they call Pascal case. So it means that if you have like two words, the beginning of every word is capitalized. So let's say we have a very long name. Let's say something like let's name of country. You can see that these are three words, name of country, but each of it is capitalized, which means this is what they refer to as Pascal case in naming variables in programming. And then if I change this value, definitely, let me just copy it and then put it here so that you can see that this also will work in our expression. You can see that London is showing back in the browser. And then there's another way that you can use when you are naming your variable. So it's called camel case. So I can do something like name of country. And I'll just change this capital into small letter. Now, so what I'm doing here is in JavaScript, camel case is the most common, whereby the beginning of the word is going to start with a small letter, and every other words that are joined together, their beginning is going to be of capital letter. You can see that name, which is the first item here, is started with a small letter, but of our country, they started with capital letter. So this is camel case. You start with initial small letter, and every other word they become capitalized. So this is a valid way of or a valid way, a common way that you see JavaScript developer use in naming a variable and as a convention in their program. So in case you come across something like this, this is what they call camel case. And when you see each of the letters being capital, that is called Pascal case. Also, if you do something like this, by breaking it like I showed, if you do name of country, now you can see JavaScript is already giving me an error. So by joining it together, it makes it easy. But if it is just two words, like name of country, you can see that even as it is, JavaScript is still giving me error because it expected a comma since there are two words to be separated. So in order to avoid issues like this, once you just put them together, JavaScript will understand what you are trying to do, and then all the errors that you are seeing will disappear, and you see you are getting the output again back in our browser. So this is where we stop this end this lesson. In the next one, we will continue. I'll see you then. Thank